So do you deal with a lot of women? Well, if you do, then there are certain things that you need to avoid mentioning in front of a woman. So what are these things? That's what we're going to learn today. Hi everyone, I am Niharika and welcome back to a new lesson. Well, this lesson is especially for the men who deal with a lot of women in their lives. Now, there are certain things that you are not supposed to mention in front of women, and that's what we are gonna look at today. Now, at times, men just pass funny remarks or they just say something that would turn a woman into a lady dragon. Yes. So to avoid that kind of a situation, here I have 6 tips or 6 things that you are not supposed to say to a woman. So let's get started. The very first tip that I have for you is talking about their weight. Yes, women are extremely sensitive about their weight. As a description, well, they might be as light as a feather. Well, just for them, but probably they weigh too much. But this doesn't give you a chance to talk about their weight. It's absolutely not acceptable to a woman because they're very sensitive when it comes to their weight. They're very sensitive and emotional when it comes to eating. So, for example, I have seen men who say to their wives or to their girlfriends that, hey, is that all you're gonna eat today? So you are kind of directing that, hey, look at your weight. And with this weight, you think you're gonna eat so much of food today? So that's not acceptable. The woman is definitely gonna get offended. It would hurt her feelings. So avoid talking about a woman's weight. Whether she weighs as light as a feather or whether she's way too chubby or obese, do not talk about her weight. The second tip that I have for you is before and after pregnancy remarks. Now, when a woman is pregnant, it's the best thing that happens to her. So, you should feel really happy about it rather than passing weird comments. For example, before pregnancy, women tend to gain a lot of weight. Well, because they have to eat a lot of healthy food, so they tend to gain too much of weight. So people tend to say, oh my God, look at you, you look huge. That is gonna upset that pregnant woman. So please don't do that. And then there are certain after pregnancy remarks. People either comment about their post-belly, post-pregnancy belly, or people comment about when the woman gets back to work, people will say that, are you sure you'll be able to handle this work now that you are a mom? Well, duh, yes, of course. She just had a baby. She didn't have a brain surgery. So she is as capable as before and probably more efficient than before. So please do not pass any negative comments before or after pregnancy to a woman. Okay? The third tip that I have for you is comparing a woman to another woman, especially your mom. Oh yes, men adore their moms. Probably they are mama's boys. So they tend to compare every woman they meet to their moms. That's not acceptable. A woman would always like to have her own independent identity. So respect that and stop comparing her with your mom or stop comparing her with any other woman, okay? Especially husbands tend to compare their wives with other women they meet. That is not acceptable, okay? So if you are comparing her or any friend, any girlfriend or a woman colleague of yours with your mom or with any other woman, you need to stop doing that, okay? The next tip that I have for you is talking about their age. So lady, how old are you? The woman is not gonna like this question. Again, women are very sensitive about their age. They don't like to really show or really tell people how old they are really. So asking questions like, how old are you? So is this your 30th birthday? Is not acceptable. It's good manners if you do not ask a woman's age. So even if she looks way too old to you, okay, maybe in her 50s, maybe in her 60s, just give her a compliment. Tell her that, hey lady, you know what? You don't look a day older than 20. So which means that she looks just 20 years old. Whether she looks old or not, doesn't matter. Just compliment her. All right? The next tip that I have for you is talking about her menstrual cycle, which means talking about her periods. So all women go through this awful time, and in their monthly cycle or when they have their monthly periods, they are way too annoyed, they are irritated, and they start crying for no rhyme or reason. So even if you know that yes, probably she is having her periods, you don't have to mention that, or you don't have to talk about it, because there are men who would come up to a woman and say that, oh, is that the time of the month? You look irritated. Well, don't do it. Just ignore it. Okay, let that moment pass, let those days pass, and you need to ignore rather than mentioning it. Okay? And then the last tip that I have for you is using profanity. Well, when you are with your boys, when you men are hanging out, you tend to use a lot of profanity. It means that you tend to use a lot of abusive language, which is fine. But in front of a woman, doesn't show good manners. It's absolutely bad manners. So, words like bitch or slut. So it's like pulling a pin out of a grenade. So don't use words like bitch, slut, whore. Oh, they're horrible words. You don't say these words, or you don't use them for women. Especially if you say it in front of a woman, she is definitely not going to appreciate that. So no use of profanity in front of women. Okay, so these are the 6 tips that are gonna save your lives. So just go through them once again. Do not talk about their weight or the food that they eat. Do not pass comments about their pregnancy. Do not compare them with any other women or your moms. Do not talk about their age. They are very sensitive about their age. Menstrual cycle, talking about their periods is not appreciated. And then the last tip that I have for you is no usage of profanity. No using words like bitch, slut, whore, etc. Okay? So keep these tips in mind. Trust me, they are helpful and they are gonna save your lives. And I'll be back with a new lesson soon. Till then, you take care.